Two, one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to TarTV Sports. I'm Henry Slater, and I am joined by
Taryn Rodriguez of Sunset Rewind.
And today we are going to be your announcers for the 61st annual Battle of the Bay game, where Newport Harbor Sailors go head-to-head against the Corona Del Mar Sea Kings.
And it's going to be a great matchup as Corona Del Mar has won 11 in a row, but Newport Harbor looks like a whole different team here, as this is going to be a great matchup. It also has some Sunset League implications because both these teams are 1 and 2, so whoever wins is most likely going to be finishing third, barring an upset next week.
Absolutely. And speaking about 11 straight years, one thing that has changed for CDM is their head coach. Coach O'Shea from last year has retired, and now leading CDM is a new head coach. So that'll be his first Battle of the Bay game. For the Sailors coach, Mr. Peter Lofthouse, this I believe it is 6th Battle of the Bay, and he has yet to win one, but the Sailors are looking good tonight. Mr. Lofthouse looking to get his first of many.
Yes, I agree. However, Kevin Hedig is definitely familiar with the Corona Del Mar and Battle of the Bay rivalry, as he was the offensive coordinator prior to this season, so he does have some familiarity. This is his first Battle of the Bay as a head coach, so he does know the rivalry and how intense it can be and how it means a whole lot for both of these teams. And both these teams are coming off of losses. Newport Harbor, obviously a close one to Edison, where they gave it their all. Well, CDM lost big time to Los Alamitos, but we all know how good Los Alamitos is.
And right now we are going to segment right over to a little teaser for the game, while the Sailors are going to walk out in just a minute. Alrighty, it looks like the Sailors are about to head out of the tunnel. Your Sailors are on the field now. The crowd, packed crowd tonight at Davidson Field. Not so much on the CDM side. I'm seeing some empty rows over there. But on the Sailor home side, it is I don't even know. There is energy. There is energy here tonight. You could feel the energy in the stadium.
It's always a packed house here when it comes to Battle of the Bay. And both these sides are really going to bring it when it comes to their student sections and when it comes to their fans. And I'm expecting a big-time battle. I would not be surprised if this one came down to the wire.
It's going to be close for sure. It's always a battle between these two teams.
It's a historic battle.
Sailor captains are looking to make their way to the center of the field pretty soon. Any minute now, we should get our Pledge of Allegiance.
Star Spangled Banner, but still.
Oh, wrong one.
It's all good.
Well, right now in league play, both the Sailors and the Sea Kings are 1 and 2. So whoever wins tonight is going to tie up the record heading into the final game of the...
Okay.
All right, and we are getting right into it.
Was that caught on film?
2, 1.
Welcome back. We are here at the coin toss on Davidson Field. Both teams are now out on the field ready to go head-to-head in the 61st Battle of the Bay game.
It's going to be a great one as the captains are both on the field, and we are moments away from a barn burner, a humdinger, whatever you want to call it.
Here's our coin toss.
With the special edition Battle of the Bay coin, most likely courtesy of Mayor Will O'Neill.
CDM takes the coin toss. And they are going to kick the ball off to the Sailors for this first half. And here we go. Sailors lining up to their intro. Welcome the Sandman. Here we go. The energy in this stadium is off the charts right now.
Yep, it is definitely electric. It is something you want to be here. And honestly, this is probably the closest thing you will get to one of the better rivalries in high school football. Well,
many have said this is the best rivalry in California high school football.
Indeed.
I believe it's up there. Definitely the best rivalry in the Sunset League.
Indeed.
They're gearing up. And here come your Sailors.
There they are, ready to win, ready to possibly and hopefully win their first Battle of the Bay match in 11 tries. They have the offense to do so, but it's going to be their offense against the Sea Kings' stingy defense.
And this place is loud today. There in the back, you can see the tar pit getting bumping already. Kickoff has not even started and the crowd is with the game. Now looking at some of the stats here, we got rushing yards per game. Looks like Corona Del Mar beats the Sailors by about 17 yards average per game. But going into passing yards per game, the Sailors 100 average passing yards, more than CDM. Total yards, the Sailors also beat the Sea Kings with about 50 more yards per game. Looking at the... Oh, there we go. So looking at the defensive side of the ball, Newport Harbor averages, again, a lot more than CDM with about 68 tackles average per game as opposed to CDM's 50. And then if we're going over to the defensive side of the ball, looking at sacks, they're actually tied up with an average of 1.3 sacks per game. So this is going to be a close game. Both have power offenses, Both have shut down defenses when it comes down to it. For me, the question is, will the Sailors be able to throw the ball tonight? That's going to be the key.
Absolutely. And Jaden O'Neal did get dinged up in last week's game against Edison. From what I've been hearing, it appears he's going to be fine and he should be ready to go. They do have Bodie Stefano ready to go, as he almost led a game-winning drive against Edison. Unfortunately fell a little bit short, but they have all sorts of receivers. They have Jordan Anderson, Josiah Lamarque, and they got a new receiver from Modern Day, Sammy Stemick, who made a big impact against Edison last week. So keep an eye out on number 28. He's a small receiver, but he's an impactful receiver, because that's a three-headed monster right there. And heck, even Bodie Stefano can play a little bit of receiver.
Absolutely. And going back to that receiver core, number 8, Josiah Lamarque, it is actually his 4th Battle of the Bay start. He is a senior this year, and ever since his freshman year, he has been starting every single Battle of the Bay. So this is a big game for him. He wants to leave Newport Harbor with a win on his shoulder. That honestly, that's the best thing. Any of these players down on the field, if they can come out of this game saying that they won Battle of the Bay, they snapped that 11-game win streak, that's priceless for them. I know that's what's driving them to win this game right now.
Oh, absolutely. And just a little plug, Josiah Lamarque and Jagger Blaukamp did win the whole little Battle of the Bay trivia against Corona Del Mar on the Sunset Rewind show. Just a quick little plug right there. So they have the smarts off the field. Now let's see what happens on the field, as I'm looking forward to seeing what Josiah Showtime Lamarque can do tonight.
Absolutely. It is going to be a close one, that is for sure. I don't see either team blowing out each other. I don't know if it's going to be an offensive shootout or a defensive hold, but it's going to be a close one. It's going to be exciting. I'm just waiting for this kickoff. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhere in the middle. I think both defenses are going to have their moments. I think both offenses are going to have their big plays. The big thing for Newport Harbor is, can they get a run game going with Jagger Blaukamp? If they can get a run game going, they'll be more than just one-dimensional, and they got to protect Jaden O'Neal or whoever's under center. That CDM defense can really bring pressure. And also that Newport Harbor defense really needs to bring pressure to Caleb Bennett. Also got to watch out for Russell Weir and Dorset Stecker. And keep an eye out for the tight ends on CDM, Zach Giuliano and Sebastian Boydell, the Twin Towers, as my colleagues like to call them.
All right, folks, and here we go. CDM with the kickoff. We're about to get this party started. Caught by 0 Jordan O'Neal, taking it up the left side of the field. Good blocks from the Sailors. Hit out of bounds and around the 25-yard line. Now here comes the Sailors offense. It does look like number 1, Jaden O'Neal, is back behind center, so I'm glad to see he's feeling okay and is ready to play this game.
Oh yeah, that was he was even great before he went out against Edison. So keep an eye out.
Handoff to number 5, Jagger. Swallowed up by the Sea Kings defense, though.
Yeah, that run defense is very strong for Corona Del Mar, but Newport Harbor is going to need to be patient with the run game and just keep trucking. And if not, they're just going to have to go to the passing game and heck, maybe try some RPOs with Jaden O'Neal.
Quick pass out. Ooh, wrapped up by the CDM cornerback. Pass caught by number 3, Cade Fiegel. Brought down about for a 3-yard gain.
See, more than that, it looks like it was a 6-yard gain. Maybe 7.
Oh, yep, you were right. Sailors are third down, 2 yards to go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, flag on the field.
Yeah, it's a false start by Newport Harbor. That's something Newport Harbor has to do. They cannot afford to get costly penalties, which will put them behind the chains and which will put them behind in terms of downs. So they got to be smart with the football, and they got to make sure they don't have too many of those costly penalties.
Definitely not. We've seen that come to haunt the Sailors previously in past games. Let's hope the nerves don't get to them today. Caught by number 8, Josiah Lamarque.
Ooh, he might have gotten the first down. It looks like
it's going to be very close.
Yeah, he got it.
Amazing catch, good field vision. He saw the cornerback sneaking up, so instead of cutting outside, he cut inside towards the linebacker, but was able to stretch it out for the first down. Sailors now on the 35.
And that's a good first down right there. It's always good to get your first down of the game out of the way.
Especially with that penalty, that must feel good for the Sailors. Pressure by the CDM defense. Dangerous throw by Jaden O'Neal, but it was caught by number 18 for the Sailors, Mr. Aiden Hunt.
It's a good little throw right there. I mean, dangerous, as you said, but the fact that he was able to get it off and find his receiver, it's a good little throw, good little positive yardage. You've got to build off that.
Absolutely. It was a good roll out of the pocket. Looking deep, thrown, caught by number 3, Cade Fiegel with the catch.
It's another receiver that I didn't really mention earlier. I talked about Stemick, Lamarque, and Anderson, but we need to talk about Cade Fiegel. He's kind of a little bit under the radar, so he could be a little bit of the decoy when it comes to Newport Harbor's receiver core.
And 3rd and 2 for the Sailors. Jordan Anderson, 0 with the catch, but he is dragged down before he can get off at all.
Yep.
He manages to get the 2 yards needed, though. That is a reset for downs for the Sailors.
And that is forward progress right there, and that is what an Oregon commit will do. And that's just good precision and good hands by Jordan Anderson, making sure he has enough for the first down and he keeps control of the ball so he doesn't drop it and have Newport Harbor in a 4th down situation.
Absolutely, but CDM is definitely making the Sailors fight for these first downs. Looks across the middle, caught by Cade Fiegel. Great pass of about 15 yards. Amazing look by Mr. 1, Jaden O'Neal. What a pass.
And what a dart right there indeed, as they're getting Cade Fiegel involved. Corona Del Mar, it's kind of pick your poison for them. Either get Lamarque, get Anderson, get Stemick, and then leave Fiegel wide open, and he'll eat up the yards.
Absolutely. There's too many weapons the Sailors have. You can't cover them all.
It's an out pass.
Quick screen pass for the Sailors. Number 3 with the ball again. Another gain of about 5 yards. Cade Fiegel is just a hot target for the Sailors today.
And again, it's basically pick your poison. You either cover Cade Fiegel, or you leave Jordan Anderson open, or Josiah Lamarque open, or heck, even Sammy Stemick open.
And if you can't one-on-one coverage any of those players, they're going to make you pay. But if you push out a linebacker into the back, then we could start going with that run game and get number 5 the ball.
Ooh, speaking of which,
good run, brought down around the 30-yard line, though. Another good gain of yards from the Sailors.
And way to bring that up, as the screen passes seem to work for Newport Harbor, because all you just got to do is kind of dink it, and then they could just take off, because they've got some good speed on that team, especially
They have
Jagger
some great
Bobcat.
speed. I completely agree. And also the Sailors' O-line is holding that edge. They let a sack, or not a sack, but they let some pressure slip through earlier in the drive. But so far they have not let the CDM D-line get to the outside.
Ooh.
Sea Kings read that screen, though. Jaden O'Neal had to throw it into the dirt to avoid the sack. That'll bring 3rd down up for the Sailors.
It's like 4th down.
Oh, 4th down. Sorry about that. It is 4th and inches, it looks like, though, so they might go for it.
Yeah, I think it's 4th and 2, and honestly, even if it's 4th and 2, I expect Newport Harbor to go for this.
Looks like they are going for it. lining up in just a normal 2-2 formation. Jagger in the back. CDM with the pressure. Oh, there's a flag on the play.
But it's in the it's on.
Oh, false start on the Sailors.
Now Newport Harbor's in a little bit of a bigger predicament. So instead of 4th and manageable, it's now 4th and 7, which is very tricky.
Sailors look like they still are gonna go for it. I'm expecting a deep pass for the Sailors here. Jaden O'Neill looking across. CDMs are able to shut out Josiah. No catch. That is a turnover on downs.
And they tried to get it to Josiah Lamarque, but there was just too much coverage on it. So it's a turnover on downs. And it's unfortunate for Newport Harbor that false start penalty really kind of set them behind the 8 ball. And this is what I talked about. You cannot afford too many of these penalties because they eventually come back to haunt you.
Absolutely. And averaging, let's just say we're taking that first drive. They had 2 penalties. If you're averaging 2 penalties a drive, you have to go an extra 20, 30 yards in order to score a touchdown. Timeout on the field, I believe, from the CDMC Kings. The Sailors defense is coming out. There's some big players. Number 7, Tanner Muir, is going to come up big for the Sailors, I believe. He's been having great presence all year. Good pressure on the quarterback, good reads on the short passes, good reads on the runs. He is a big, big key to the Sailors defense today.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what this Corona Mar offense can do. I feel this is going to be Newport Harbor's chance to redeem themselves defensively. I feel they do have the defense, but now they got to show it. And one of my keys is they got to bring pressure up the middle against Caleb Annette. Also got to snuff out that run game. The run game for opposing teams has been a huge thorn in the Sailors' side. Also got to watch out for Russell Weir, Dorset Stecker. Can't leave the tight ends open all that much. And that kind of goes back to bringing so much pressure on Caleb Annette.
Yeah, the Sailors are going to have to stop that Sea Kings run game, definitely. They've been averaging about 90 yards a game rushing. But their passing yards have been only about 170 per game. So they've been slacking in the pass game.
Can't underestimate Caleb Annette, who's bound for Boise State. But the Sailors are going to have to make him work for those passing yards. They got to make him feel uncomfortable, and they got to put pressure on the edge and make sure that nobody is open, especially Russell Weir. Like, Russell Weir seems to be his big time and favorite target.
CDM coming out with only 2 receivers. Looking out for the screen, caught. Dragged down of a gain of about 9 yards.
That's Dorset Stecker right there. And if memory serves me correct, his father was a former player in the NFL for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
CDM coming out in a similar formation. The Sailors are going to have to watch that screen pass. Caught by number 28. Gets around the Sailors outside. That is first down for the Sea Kings. Gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, and that was Wyatt Lucas right there. Most likely a running back. He can be in the passing game, but those are 2 big screen passes for 2 big yardages, and Corona Mar is already marching into Newport Harbor territory, so the Sailors got to really tighten up.
Yes, they are. That was 2 big plays from the CDM offense. A quick little screen pass and then a slant across the middle. That outside, the Sailors really need to shut out that outside.
And it looks like we got a penalty on Corona Del Mar. Now they get jumpy.
The motion was a little offsides, it looked like, from my point of view. You got to be careful when you're doing that motion because one wrong step could push you back. It'll be a 5-yard penalty for the Sea Kings. It'll be 1st and 15 back into their own 50-yard line, though. Or back on their side of the 50.
Up on the top screen, they got one receiver, and Annette's going to keep it.
Quarterback keeps it, running to the outside, dragged down by the Sailors. Number 7, Tanner Muir.
Tanner Muir has been an anchor for the Sailors defense, no pun intended, as he has just been the heartbeat, and he just continues to impress me every single week.
Absolutely, another 4-year Sailor. He's been playing for the Sailors his whole high school career, and a legacy as well. His 2 older brothers both went to Newport Harbor and played football as well. Another motion for CDM. QB looking down, pressure from Newport Harbor, dragged down! That is a big sack! Number 2, Cam Danoon, bringing the pain to the quarterback.
That's just
That is
great
going to be
recognition.
3rd and long for the Sea Kings now.
Yeah, and that's just great recognition. They saw Caleb Annette taking off in the middle, and then they recognized it and then brought him down. And that's a great sack. And now it is 3rd and long for the
Great
Sea
effort
Kings.
by Cam Danoon right there. Good help from the whole team. Whole D-line did an amazing job. CDM coming back in that same odd formation with 2 in the backfield. Only 2 receivers out on the right side.
Don't be surprised if they pass it, though.
Tanner Muir faking the blitz. Backing up now. CDM looking long, looking deep. Thrown to the outside, caught by 28.
26.
Brought down by number 21, McKay Catchum. That'll be 4th down for the Sailors.
Yeah, that's a big stop right there for the Sailors. McKay Ketchum snuffed out Wyatt Lucas as Lucas was about to burst free, but then Ketchum was able to wrap him up. And I am guessing Corona Del Mar's going to punt this one.
Great job by number 31, McKay Catchum there. CDM's going to go for it. I believe they are
not
forward.
really. Caleb Annette,
no, never mind.
Caleb Annette can actually punt the ball. I've seen Corona Del Mar play, and Caleb Annette can actually punt this one.
They got me on that one. The quarterback punted the ball. Man of many talents, I guess. Sailors are getting no yardage.
It's a good punt right there and good coverage from the Sea Kings. Caleb Annette kind of reminds me of another punter slash quarterback, Colton Joseph from last year, as he had himself a little bit of a fake 4th down play, as it looked like he was going to go for it on 4th down in a game, and then he just punted.
The Sailors are going to be deep in their territory right now. We saw some good passes in that first drive. I think they got to bring that back, the quick passes. The screen did not look like it worked the first few times, but then CDM started to read it. The last 2, I believe, screens did not go too well for the Sailors.
Look for the Sailors to try to get the deep ball going here.
Hand off to number 5, Jagger Blaukamp.
Ooh,
hit hard.
And Christian Brooks, that was the guy that brought down Jagger Blaukamp. He is a big boy right there. The Sailors got to keep an eye out for him defensively. He's one of their big defensive guys right there. Also got to watch out for Devon Short, as he's another one. And yeah, Devon Short is one of them. So that, again, the Sea Kings defense is very stingy. So
yes, they are. 2nd down for the Sailors. They have about 2.5 minutes to march down and score before the end of the first
Sailors
quarter.
can drop the deep ball.
Looking deep, tosses it out to Blaukamp. Gets past the first defender. That'll be 1st down, number 5, Jagger Blaukamp with a big gain. Little wheel route for Jagger. Caught, no one in his way. Trots it up about 12 yards for the 1st down.
Amazing recognition. Instead of going for the deep ball, he just settled in for the screen pass, and Blaukamp was able to make a great move, get past the defender, and go up the field, get a lot of yardage, and get the Sailors going offensively.
And great job by Jagger to get around that first tackle. Ball handed off to number 5. The pilot's pushing him for a gain of about 3 yards.
And it looks like 3 yards.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Sailors. Second down and 7. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Sailors coming out in a stretch formation with 3 on the left side. I wouldn't be surprised if they were looking to pass this. Sea Kings with a blitz, looks at back. Oh, caught by Josiah Lamarque. Big catch and throw of about 13 yards. The Sea Kings brought pressure there.
Yeah, that's just great recognition right there. Get your big-time receivers involved and get them happy and get them going in terms of their offense. And just like that, Newport Harbor is getting their juices flowing offensively.
Yes, they are.
Now it's all about consistency and finding a rhythm with your receivers.
Now on the Sea King side of the field, let's hope they don't get pushed back due to penalties. Fakes the handoff. Oh, no!
It's a house
Oh, my goodness! Josiah Lamarque!
Welcome
wow! The CDM Sea King just hit his own player! Josiah Lamarque caught the ball on the corner. The safety came flying in and hit the wrong person. That is 6-0 Sailors. Touchdown, Josiah Lamarque.
Stop it. Josiah Lamarque, he thought he was going to get tackled, but he just broke the tackle, and he just said, "See you later, alligator," and he just went in for the house call.
Amazing play by number 8. I don't know the exact numbers, but he's getting really close to a school record. The kick is up and good by John Richardson, who has been consistent this entire season. That is 7-0 to the Sailors with 1:15 left in the first quarter.
I want to say he's at 41 touchdowns, if not maybe 42. The school record, I think, is 45.
That's definitely attainable for Josiah. He has been a star player his entire career. One of the top receivers in the Sunset League year after year. Just an amazing player overall. Sailors defense is going to be coming out and take the field. One good play, one good sack, one good interception from the Sailors can completely change the momentum here. The Sea Kings definitely not going to give up. They're going to fight hard. But another 7 points on the board is going to make that even tougher.
Yeah, you got lots of time in this game, and you don't want to let your foot up on the gas. Newport Harbor has to keep up the pressure defensively, and now let's see what happens on the other side of the ball for the Sailors.
Sailors kicking it back. Great kick, bounces on the 2-yard line, caught though. Good blocks by the Sea Kings.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play.
And that is Jaden Wendapole on that kickoff return, but it's coming back as there's a holding call on Corona Del Mar.
And just like the Sailors, any penalties is just a shot in the foot for whatever team. That is going to be rough. The Sea Kings could have had a great ball possession right around the 50-yard line if there wasn't a holding call. Now they're getting pushed back to, it looks like, their own 9-yard line. That is going to be a long, long, long way to go for the Sea Kings.
Yep, and that's the thing that Corona Del Mar likes, kinda. They like kind of long possessions, and they somewhat like to make it a little tough on themselves. But Caleb Annette is that quarterback that can maneuver his way, but the Sailors have to put him on his heels early and often through these first set of downs.
Absolutely. Sea Kings in the similar formation with only 2 receivers, 2 in the backfield.
Oh, look at that.
Dragged down by number 2, Camden Noon. The handoff for the Sea Kings went nowhere.
And if you saw that, Annette was really trying to get that ball handed off quickly. They thought that Newport Harbor wasn't going to see it coming, and then Newport Harbor just snuffed it out quickly. And Newport Harbor's run defense, it's drastically improving. They were able to keep Julius Gillick of Edison in check for the most part last week, and so far so good for the Sailors.
So far so good indeed. The Sailors defense has been looking great so far. They had a few screen plays, outside runs that they struggled with early, but they were able to get that 4th down. And now, starting the second drive for the Sea Kings, it's looking amazing. Quarterback looking deep. Quick throw. Caught by number 8. Pushed outside by number 3, Cade Fiegel.
That's Russell Weir on that catch. And Weir is the Sea Kings' top receiver. He's Annette's favorite receiver. So that's another player who I told to watch out for when it came to the passing game. So Corona Mar, they need to get him involved, and that was a big gain right there. So it went from 2nd and 12 all the way to 3rd and 4. So Sailors got to keep their eyes out on him as well as some of the other receivers.
Yes, it was. The Sea Kings will have one more play before the end of the quarter where they switch sides. And quarterback keeps it running down the middle, dragged down, but he is able to get the first down.
A flag.
Oh, you're right. There is a flag.
See what the call is. Oh, it looks like it's gonna. Yeah, it's Corona Del Mar.
Another holding for Corona Del Mar.
Yeah, I could tell because Lofthouse was talking to the officials and he's saying, "You want to accept the penalty?" And he's like, "Sure." Let's push him back. Let's erase that first down. Let's make him do it again.
Lofthouse is going to take whatever he can get in this game. I know both coaches will. Whatever you can get in a game like this, you're going to want to take. 10-yard penalty for the Sea Kings.
So 5
seconds left in the quarter. Yeah, no more first down. They are now 3rd down and 9.
You got to keep an eye on the ball here, and that's going to make sure that this ball can go anywhere.
It definitely can. He could pass, hand it off, or keep it himself, as we've seen. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Sailors in the lead, 7-0 against the Sea Kings. Sea Kings have the ball, and they will also have the ball going into the second half. We got to remember that.
Yeah, and this is a big 3rd down here, the money down, as I like to call it, even though 4th down is somewhat the money down. But regardless, Newport Harbor is going to have to come up with a big stop here to get that ball back.
Yes, they will, but if anyone can do it, I believe it'll be the Sailors defense. They've been having great quarterback pressure. And a team like CDM, who so far only came out with 2 receivers at a time, quarterback pressure is super vital for the Sailors. They can afford to put an extra man in the box and blitz it, since there's only those 2 receivers that you have to look out for. The only issue, if you're Newport Harbor, you can't get hot-footed and just blindly run right for the quarterback, because he could hand it off, he could keep it himself, or he could toss it out with a quick little boot pass.
And don't just watch out for Dorset Stecker and Russell Weir. Keep an eye out for the tight ends, Sebastian Boydell and Zach Giuliano. Those 2 are big tight ends, and they can be height mismatches for any opposing teams, but it's all about if Annette wants to get those involved in the passing game.
Now this is going to be a big 3rd down for the Sea Kings here. This is a kind of make or break moment for this early part of the game. If you're the Sea Kings and you're down 7 points, you really want to get anywhere close, even field goal. You want to get points on the board to just boost that morale. If you get stopped here on 3rd and 9 and you're forced to punt, that's just a complete change of momentum if you're the Sea Kings.
And if you're punting it back to that offense from Newport Harbor, that could be a little bit of a mistake because Newport Harbor has the offense.
Yes, they do. No matter if the Newport gets it on their 30 or CDM's 30, they're going to make the most of what they have. They can throw the deep balls. They can do the short run game, as we've seen today with number 5 Jagger Blaukamp. Multiple weapons. About to get into the second quarter. CDM switching the field.
Yeah, very surprised, other than Wyatt Lucas, I'm surprised they haven't gone to Owen Sanders in the run game as well. But I imagine we're going to see a pass from Corona Del Mar.
Similar formation by Corona Del Mar. Quarterback dropping back. Pressure by Newport Harbor. Quarterback gets out of it, though. runs, couldn't quite get the first down. That is 4th down for the Sea Kings. But another good run by the Sea Kings quarterback. He is being very shifty. He got pushed into the end zone for a second there, but was able to find a gap and break through for a good gain, but not quite enough.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's kind of one of those mid-little coverages right there. It's 4th and 3. It's too close to go for it on 4th down, but now you got to give the ball back to Newport Harbor. So,
and not only back, but back to number 8, Josiah Lamarque, who is a special teams threat. Ooh. If he gets the ball,
was that blocked? That one might have been deflected.
Sailors are being smart and running away though, because they know that if they accidentally touch it, the ball is live. It looks like the punt was tipped, but still a great punt considering where they were. The Sailors are going to get it almost exactly on the 50.
Yeah, sorry for cutting you off right there.
No worries.
That ball was a little wobbly for my taste.
I definitely saw. I couldn't tell if it was tipped or if it was just a bad snap, but that ball was spinning sideways.
Yeah, that snap was a little bit wide to the right, and thankfully the punter was able to get it off before disaster struck. So I think that may have been an influence when it came to getting that punt off. But honestly, it's a solid punt, but Newport Harbor has some good field position.
And here comes that Sailors offense. Number 12, Bodie Stefan lining up at tight end on that right side. Bodie Stefan. Ooh, looking deep.
Oh, there's Anderson.
Oh! Hit the hands. That was a big throw, almost caught by Anderson. That is soul crushing for Newport Harbor.
That would have been big time right there.
That could have been a huge momentum shift. Big pass though. It's always 50-50. Even if he completely beats his defender, the ball going that fast and that far, that's never an easy catch. Good effort by Anderson right there. Bodie Stefan still playing tight end. Number 31, McKay Ketchum, brought down by the Sea Kings.
And that run didn't really go anywhere. As now it's a big 3rd down here.
The Sea Kings got that edge and were able to bring down 31, McKay Ketchum, who is another 4-year Sailor. He's suffered some injuries throughout his time. He's also a 2-sport athlete. He plays lacrosse. But I know, knowing all of them personally, I know no one wants to be out there more than him right now. Jagger Plowcamp back in the backfield for the Sailors. Thrown outside, knocked away. That'll be 3rd down for the Sailors.
And that was intended for Stemick, but unfortunately it was incomplete. So it's 3 and out for Newport Harbor, which is kind of a rarity. So what could have been a touchdown, unfortunately, was turned into a 3 and out. But in the event that Newport Harbor can get a good punt off and pin the Sea Kings deep, this can't all be a bad thing.
Absolutely, and Newport Harbor is common to good punts. Noe Avalos, an amazing punter.
The high punt.
That is.
Oh!
Got lost in the lights for the Sea Kings. Ball is fumbled, but he picks it up, runs it back for about 5 yards. Great pump by Noe Avalos. Again, if you're that CDM receiver, if you're that CDM receiver, that ball is high enough where we're late at night, we got the stadium lights on. You can't really tell where that ball is.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Javon Short, he wasn't able to really see it because it's dark here at night. Because that ball was punted really high, if you saw it, and then the lights were blinding. Fortunately, he was able to pick it up and he was able to get some yardage because he wasn't tackled down by contact. So it could have been a whole lot worse for Corona Del Mar, but now it's another long drive for the Sea Kings.
Yes, it is. They will have it on their own 5-yard line right here.
Actually, it looks like the 10.
There's a
now
flag on the play. Looks like it's on CDM. I'm not sure where they're going to go, though. They're already in the end zone. Delay of game by the Sea Kings. That'll back the ball up.
I think it's 5 yards.
Their 2.5 yard line. That is rough for the Sea Kings. Now, if you're the Sea Kings, you got to be worried about a safety here.
Yeah, so it's half the distance to the goal. So my apologies if I said it was on the 10.
High snap.
Oh,
the ball is out! Number 7, Tanner Muir! The ball is kept by the quarterback. Number 7, Tanner Muir runs in, heavy blitz, is able to punch the ball out of the quarterback's hands, and is recovered by Harbor on their 5 yard line. What a play by number 7, Tanner Muir.
Yeah, and that was just great recognition by Newport Harbor. They knew Caleb Bennett was going to try to fake him out with the quarterback keeper. And I feel maybe Caleb Bennett kind of lost the grip on the ball because he knew the pressure was coming. And then eventually the Sailors just vacuumed in that ball. And like I said, Annette rarely fumbles the ball.
Yeah, so the looks of me, it looked like it was a high snap. It doesn't look like he ever had full control of that ball. The ball was snapped high. He was able to get it, but he took off running before it looked like he had a secure hold on that ball, which is why I believe it was number 7, Tanner Muir, was able to punch that ball out. I'm not sure who recovered it, though.
Now it's timeout, Corona Del Mar. Newport Harbor's got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yes, they do. It'll be 1st and goal, only about, it looks like 7 yards for the Sailors to go.
And this is what I was talking about when it came to pinning the Sea Kings deep. In the event that they had to go 3 and out or they had to punt, it wasn't all that bad because Noe Alvarez, was able to punt the ball really high, and unfortunately for Javon Short, he just couldn't secure that ball, and he was kind of behind the 8 ball when it came to being down, and he was ruled down at the 5. So unfortunately for Corona Del Mar, they had to start at the 5, and it was just an unfortunate snap for them. And now Newport Harbor is in a great position to go up 14-0.
A great set of circumstances for the Sailors. An amazing punt by Noe. Unlucky delay of game by the Sea Kings, and then a bad snap will get the Sailors the ball on the Sea Kings 7 yard line. Sailors coming out with the stretch formation with 3 on the left side. Number 5, Jagger Blaukamp in the backfield. Looking to the end zone, throws it out, caught!
That is Cade
Number
Fiegel.
3, Cade Fiegel with the catch. Newport Harbor, another touchdown. They will go up 13-0.
And if you look on the instant replay, O'Neal gets this ball all wide open, and they thought they were going for Anderson, but then Fiegel, like I said, he's the decoy man, because pick your poison between Jordan Anderson, Josiah Lamarque, and Sammy Stemek. But then you've got Cade Fiegel wide open, and he's just vacuuming those yards in.
And John Richardson with the kick. It is up, and it is good. That'll be 14-0 to the Sailors. 9:51 left in the first half. An amazing play of events by the Sailors. An amazing punt. Unfortunate mistakes by the Sea Kings led to a perfect play for the Sailors.
Now, for Newport Harbor, this is kind of the same thing that what happened last year. They were up 14-0, but unfortunately for Corona Del Mar, and I hate to bring this up to Newport Harbor fans, they kind of came back, so Newport Harbor's got to keep it all gas, no brakes. They cannot afford Corona Del Mar to come back in this game. I know Caleb Bennett is no David Razor. I know there's no Cooper Hoke on this team, but honestly, Corona Del Mar is nowhere near out of this. When it comes to rivalry games, anything can happen.
Absolutely, and if we're looking back to last year, right before the half, the Sailors were down, but they got a strip touchdown to get into the halftime, but it was called back due to a holding. So the Sailors, no matter how ahead they are, they always got to be careful, because as we've seen from CDM tonight, penalties can take you out of the game, no matter how big, how small. Even that 2.5 yards they got pushed back into the goal, it killed them.
Yeah, and the old coach's philosophy for Newport Harbor, score is still 0-0 for them, and they just can't afford to make any silly mistakes and let Corona Del Mar back into this game.
Absolutely, because as we've seen before, halftime, it's a whole new game. Halftime, no matter what the score is, whether it's 0-0 or 35-0, coming out of the locker room. It's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole new team. The Sailors have got to stay in this game. They can't just win the first half. But as we've seen earlier in the season, they are a second half team. We've seen a lot of times where they've started off slow and then came out during halftime and are a completely new team, foot fully on the gas, going head first. So this early start for the Sailors is kind of new for us, honestly. We haven't seen them start up a game this fired up, this hard hitting in a while.
Yes, absolutely. And Newport Harbor knows this is a big game. They have to win this game in order to lock up an automatic qualifier. They know they can't afford to let a wild card decide their fate when it comes to the playoffs.
Newport Harbor will be kicking it back to CDM. Great kick. Ooh, bounces, caught in the end zone. That'll be a touchback, it looks like. Sailors defense is back onto the field after a short break, only a one play. 14-0 with about 10 minutes left in this first half. Now, if I'm the Sea Kings, I'm wondering if I should switch up the offense. We haven't seen much passes. We've seen a lot of heavy inside quarterback keepers, that stuff. But we haven't seen much far pass attempts.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they're not getting their tight ends involved.
Fake handoff. Caught outside, brought down by the Sailors defense.
Oh, but there's Russell Weir, the top receiver for the Sea Kings. You cannot leave him open, and otherwise he's going to bite off some big yardage right there.
Absolutely. That was a big first play for the Sea Kings. Only about 2 yards to go for the first down. This is the first time I've seen them split the field with the receivers. They have one on each side now.
Yes.
Low snap, handed off. Caught inside, brought down. That'll be a first down for the Sea Kings, though. Gain of about 3 yards, it looked like.
Yeah, that's Owen Sanders right there. Someone who I mentioned earlier. I'm surprised he wasn't getting some snaps at the running back. Owen Sanders and Wyatt Lucas are kind of their two-headed monster in terms of running backs. So
absolutely.
Keep an eye out for them.
And I know Sanders is a name familiar to the Sea Kings fans, as his brother was a 4-year starter varsity running back. I believe he graduated a year or two ago. I can't remember what.
Last year.
He graduated last year. He was an amazing player. He was a rock in the backfield for the Sea Kings.
Yes, Evan Sanders. And that was Owen Sanders again up the gut for 2 yards. Looks like Corona Omar is trying to settle in the run game, trying to ram it down the Sailors' throat.
So far they're doing a good job, slowly but surely making gains. If I were to guess, I'd say an average for the CDM run game so far is about 3-4 yards, which is not bad at all. Going out in that 2-receiver split again. Quick pass outside to tight end. Brought down, though. Not quite a first down.
Yep, and that is the tight end for the Sea Kings, Brett Clemmer. So that's one of the other tight ends that Corona Omar has. They have 3 tight ends. Clemmer, Zach Giuliano, and Sebastian Boydell. Clemmer's actually the name that I didn't even consider, so I considered Boydell and Giuliano, but now we have another tight end. So we have the trifecta tight ends for the Sea Kings.
Both teams have a whole rotation of players. As you were saying earlier, number 3, Cade Fiegel, in the opening statements, you didn't even think about him, but he played a big part. Ooh, hit hard. Caught, though. Dragged back by, I believe that was number 4 for the Sailors. Number 4, Tony Glynn. Great pickup.
And that was Zach Giuliano on that catch. Another tight end for the Sea Kings. So the Sea Kings are getting their tight ends involved early in offense.
Sea Kings slowly but surely pushing up the field here.
Yep, this is kind of crunch time for Newport Harbor. Can't let the Sea Kings get hot in terms of their offense. So.
CDM on the 50-yard line.
Oh, they fake
Quarterback
the run.
dropping back, looking deep, thrown up for number 8. Was not able to get it though. Number 3, Cade Fiegel with the defense.
Yeah, and that was kind of a good play for Corona Del Mar. They faked the run, and then eventually Annette tried to get his favorite receiver. There was just good coverage right there for Newport Harbor. So credit to the Sailors for keeping an eye out for that play.
Yeah, great coverage by Newport Harbor there. They were able to push him to the outside. The ball was thrown inside. He couldn't quite get the reach on it because of where Cade Fiegel was running. CDM still with 2 tight ends, only 2 receivers, both on the left side. Fake handoff, quick screen pass, 3 Sailors though. Gain of about 2 yards. Will be 2nd and 7 for the Sea Kings.
Actually, it's 3rd and 7, and now is Dorset Stecker on the catch, and Stecker, another one of those receivers for Corona Del Mar, the wide receiver too, but he's a reliable wide receiver too, and he's doing a great job of taking the pressure off of Russell Weir. Now we get the money down.
Absolutely, and a big part in that last tackle was number 10, Jacob Carlone, who just like Lamarque is a 4-year starter, Battle of the Bay player. Oh,
And
looks
we
like
get
there's a flag
timeout.
on the play.
No, it's a timeout.
Oh, timeout, sorry about that. Timeout CDM.
So that just leaves them with 1 timeout remaining. So game reset here. Newport Harbor has all 3 of their timeouts. Corona Del Mar down to just 1 timeout. So in case Corona Del Mar gets the ball late in the second quarter, they only have 1 timeout, and they're going to have to be really wise with it. But there's still plenty of time left.
6 minutes left for only 1 timeout. That is not what you want. But I'd say all of their timeouts have been efficient. Most of the time, after the timeout, they've came back and made that play that they needed to.
Another big 3rd down here for Newport Harbor, as I'm willing to guess Corona Del Mar is going to pass this one, and they're going to try to find, well, actually, they're going to try to find Russell Weir, but in the event that Caleb Bennett keeps it, he's going to try to go up the middle.
That has been a routine that we've seen so far. He's been doing his quick looks. If he has not seen anyone open, he just takes it himself, and he's got the legs for it.
Boise State commit right there, so he can't sleep on Caleb Bennett.
CDM in a similar formation as we've seen all night. Wide snap, looking deep, thrown, caught by number 8. Oh, dragged back by the Sailors.
I think he got forward progress, and that's basically what I said. They wanted to get to their best wide receiver, but now it's going to be. It looks like it's close. So it looks like it's going to be a timeout for measuring.
Yeah, that is very close to the 1st down. I believe either way, if it's a 1st or a 4th, the Sea Kings are going to go for it since they're so close. And they really need to get a breath of life into this offense right here. Their defense has been doing pretty well. They've let in 2 touchdowns, but their defense has been doing fairly well. They pushed the Sailors out to a punt earlier, but their offense just has not been able to close it out. They've been getting the short runs. They've been getting the 4 or 5 yard rushes. They've been getting some big passes when it matters, but they have not been able to. They've not been able to close it.
It's short, so it's 4th and an inch.
I believe the Sea Kings have to go for it here.
You know what would be great for Corona Del Mar? The tush push.
You need some big boys up front. I'm not sure if they have the NFL caliber linemen that takes, but we will see what they do here.
Don't be surprised if they want to throw, because they have the RPO with Caleb Bennett. He is the Swiss Army knife, which could run it, or he could just basically throw it deep, or just screen pass it, or he could just hand it off.
Sailors are flooding the box.
Yeah, you got to stack that box.
Quarterback keeps it, gets out. That'll be 1st down for the Sea Kings.
There it is.
Caleb was able to get that outside block. Good blocks by the linemen. Snuck it right out on that left side. Will be a new set of downs for the Sea Kings with 5:30 left in the 1st half.
Yes, and Corona Del Mar, they're doing a good job of kind of working the clock, and if Newport Harbor plays their cards right, they're going to have to get down the field to the best of their ability because, remember, Corona Del Mar gets that ball to start the second half, and they only have 2 scores, and the 2-score lead in this game is not safe.
Absolutely no, but if the Sailors do get the ball, they have all 3 timeouts. They can take their time. Good catch by number 8 for the Sea Kings.
It's like that
And
was
he gets
0.
it out of bounds for that time stop. It'll be new set of downs. Sea Kings on the 20-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, and that was a Dorset Stecker on that one. So Annette's getting Dorset Stecker and Russell Weir involved. So Newport Harbor has to do a little bit better job of covering those guys. Maybe double team them just because it seems like those are the only 2 that Annette's going to, unless Annette wants to go to the tight ends.
CDM looking deep for the end zone. Throws it up to number 8. Knocked down by the Sailors.
And that was broken up by Jacob Carlone. And that was Clemmer, who almost had the touchdown catch, Brett Clemmer. But unfortunately, the ball was broken up by Jacob Carlone. And that could have been a game changer right there.
It could have, but Jacob Carlone is a tall man. He was able to get his frame in front of that. And if you're the receiver, you don't even know where the ball is. He's too tall.
Yeah, well, Clemmer's actually pretty tall himself. He's a tight end, so he's one of those 3 tight ends that I was kind of mentioning. So I just think he kind of got lost in the sauce a little.
Absolutely. Quarterback keeping it running out to the left. Holds it. Flag down on the field. Brought down by the Sailors.
Don't be
There
surprised
is a flag
if it's
on the play.
Holding on the Sea Kings.
If that's a penalty on the Sea Kings, that is a killer.
Looks like
oh
that.
my goodness. The Sea Kings getting pushed back again in another vital moment. Now, with 4:45 left, you never know what could happen, but I have a good feeling Newport Harbor is going to go into the half with the lead. If I'm the CDM coach, the first thing I'm talking about is the penalties. That has killed them. That has killed them so far. It has led to the second touchdown for Newport Harbor. It has led to a forced punt for the Sea Kings. And then just here, you're in arm's reach of the end zone. You almost have a beautiful pass to your tight end in the end zone, and then you get pushed back.
Yes, now it's 2nd and 20 for Corona Del Mar. But again, Newport Harbor cannot afford to let up on the gas. Got to make sure that it's still 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10.
CDM looking deep again. Pressure from the Sailors. Number 2, Camden Noon with the pressure. Oh, good catch though. Not quite a first down, but that is a good catch.
So that was Brett Clemmer on the catch, as that's a third. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10, and it looks like Caleb Annette is bringing all of his tight ends involved. And this was something I was talking about, that Annette's got to really get all of his weapons involved and not just Russell Weir and Dorset Stecker.
Absolutely, and props to the quarterback. That was an amazing read. Threaded it right down the sideline. That'll be 3rd and 10. The Sea Kings really have to come up big here. Even a field goal would not quite fill the gap. Quarterback looking deep for the Sea Kings.
Oh,
Another quick catch and out for the CDM Sea Kings.
And that's Zach Giuliano on that catch. Another tight end for Corona Del Mar. And I'm giving props to Caleb Annette here. He's getting his tight ends involved. It's no longer just Dorset Stecker and Russell Weir. It's now Sebastian Boydell, even though he hasn't really got one. I think he's only got one catch. It's Zach Giuliano and Brett Clemmer.
He's definitely doing a good job going through his reads. We saw earlier he ran out of options, so he had to run it. He hasn't had to do that in a while. He's been seeing the open man, getting the ball out quick. Even with the pressure, he's still keeping composed.
That's why he's going to Boise State. Oh, wide open.
Deep for the end zone, caught by the Sea Kings. That'll be the first points on the board with 3 minutes left.
Yep, and that is Zach Giuliano on the score, and that's a big touchdown for Corona Del Mar. He was just wide open right there, so Sailors kind of maybe didn't go man coverage on there, and
it did not look like man coverage unless I was looking at the quarterback. I don't think that was man coverage. He had too much space, so unless he really beat his man there. The Sailors will get the ball, though, with 3 minutes left and 3 timeouts, so we'll see what they could do with that. CDM going for the extra point.
Yep, Colin Penne.
Kick is up, and it is good. 14-7. CDM, first points of the game right before halftime. That is big for the Sea Kings. That is another shift of momentum. They really needed that.
Yeah, Newport Harbor might have their work cut out for them a little, because I feel any sort of score will get them some momentum going into halftime. But now it's kind of going down the field and making sure they don't get handcuffed by the Sea Kings defense.
Absolutely, and they have to realize that after halftime, they're giving the ball to CDM. They have to do something big here, because if not, you're just wasting an opportunity to keep that lead. I think I could safely say that if Newport Harbor does not score here, they no longer have the lead with the CDM getting the ball in the second half.
Yeah, giving the ball back to CDM is a dangerous thing, and that has kind of started to wake up and smell the coffee. Well, let's see what happens when it comes to this kickoff.
3:11 left on the clock. CDM kicking it back to Newport Harbor. Good kick. Right to Josiah Lamarque, number 8. Looking for his blocks. Gets on the outside. Finding his blockers. Good run by Josiah Lamarque. Brought down at the 36-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
Oh, there is a flag on the play.
And it looks like it's going against Newport Harbor.
I'm not sure. I believe it was a holding.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah, that was a hold against the Sailors. Still not a bad field possession, but every single yard counts, especially when you're on a time crunch like this. Unfortunate play for the Sailors.
Yep, and Newport Harbor will have the ball on their 23, it looks like. So,
with almost exactly 3 minutes left, Sailors still, I believe, have all 3 timeouts, so they'll have to take advantage of that. Coming out in a stretch formation, 3 on the left side. Quarterback looking deep, throws it out.
Ooh, dangerous,
to Jordan Anderson, number 0. That was a dangerous pass.
Yeah, Thomas Telesco was looking right at that ball, and he could have jumped the passing lane if he was a couple feet in front of that ball. But thankfully, Jordan Anderson was able to catch it and get some yardage.
I'm not sure how much of that was just the angle we were at. We were right in line with him as he was running towards the ball. But that was, I'd say that was a dangerous pass for the Sailors. Another quarterback looking deep, throws it out. Ooh, almost caught by number 20. Third and 2 for the Sailors. Let's see what they can do.
It's a big third down here for Newport Harbor.
And even getting in field goal range, I feel, for Newport Harbor is a win.
Yeah, they do have one of the better kickers in California, if not the nation. But
there is a flag on the play. Sailors get pushed back 5 yards. That'll be 3rd and 7 now.
This is what I was talking about. You can't have penalties shoot you in the foot. Now it went from 3rd and 2 to now 3rd and a little bit less manageable.
Quarterback looking deep. Oh, pressure from the Sea Kings. Gets the ball out, throws it out of bounds. That'll be 4th down, though. And
that is a crucial stop right there for Corona Del Mar as they were bringing pressure up the middle, and they had Jaden O'Neill running around, and he just had to chuck that ball or just take the sack.
Absolutely, and CDM is going to get the ball back. Not a ton of time, but enough to do something.
Oh yeah. Like I said.
No timeouts though might be a little hard to get some big set of chain plays, some good yardage, but we'll see.
And Corona
Good
Del Mar's
punt by
going
the
to keep
Sailors.
away from this punt. Yeah.
Sea Kings on their 37-yard line with just over 3:30 left in the half.
Yeah, and this is crucial for Newport Harbor. They got to get a stop here, or at least maybe hold Corona Del Mar to a field goal. Otherwise, we could be seeing shades of last season here.
Yeah, making sure CDM does not score is vital here. Because, like I said, as long as CDM gets the ball in that second half, I feel like if the Sailors, even if CDM scores here and it's 14-14, I feel like the Sea Kings are going to win at that point, or they win the half at that point. Tying up at the half right now would be a win for the Sea Kings. Pressure by Camden New, number 2.
Oh.
Hit hard by number. Who is that?
Well, Dorset Stecker had the
19.
catch. I think that was Glenn Baronsky and Tanner Muir.
Good pressure by number 2, Camden Noon, to the quarterback.
And that was a gain of zilch on that one.
2 minutes left for the Sea Kings.
They only have one timeout here, so that was a great stop because that could have been a whole lot more than what it was.
Similar formation for the Sea Kings. Quarterback looking deep. Oh, he keeps it, tries to get out. Brought down by the Sailors. Good sack. That'll be a loss of 1 yard.
Like
3rd and 11.
Garrett Marlin on that sack, and Caleb Bennett just could not get back to the line of scrimmage, and now that forces a big 3rd and long. And this is where Newport Harbor has to shine here. They cannot give up any 3rd and longs here.
Those were 2 big-time plays by the Sailors defense. One minute left. If the Sailors get the ball back at all with 3 timeouts, they still have a chance. Quarterback looking deep to the right side. Pressure from the Sailors.
Look at that deep
chucking
ball.
it out.
Oh,
Ooh, big catch.
It looks like that is Dorset Stecker on the catch. And that's what Newport Harbor did not want. You cannot give up a 3rd and long and give them a fresh set of downs.
CDM now on the Sailor side of the ball with no timeouts, though, in 50 seconds. They might run out of time. Quarterback looking deep, throws it outside, caught, dragged out of bounds.
And for Newport Harbor, you cannot afford to have a silly defensive penalty, which would...
Quarterback dropping back, pressure from number 2, Camden
look at
Noon.
that
Oh,
sidearm
running back
throw.
is wide open.
But he didn't get out of bounds, or did he?
The clock is
either way,
stopped. It didn't look like he got out of bounds, though.
Yeah, but he got the first
He
down,
did.
so I think the clock
Yeah,
stops regardless.
He did get the first down. 34 seconds.
And this is where Corona Del Mar is starting to shine here. And whenever Corona Del Mar gets off to a slow start, they kind of work their way up, and that's the kind of the quarterback Caleb Bennett is. He starts a little slow, but then once he gets into a rhythm, he eventually starts stacking it together and together.
Sailors with a heavy front, 5 on the line. Quarterback dropping back, looking for the deep ball. Throws it out across the middle, hit hard.
But there's a flag in the backfield.
Why is there a flag in the backfield?
And it's holding on the Sea Kings.
Okay.
So
I thought for a moment that was a defensive penalty for the hit, but it was holding from the Sea Kings.
And Peter Lofthouse is wisely going to accept this, which is going to push the Sea Kings farther and farther out of field goal range.
Very smart play by Lofthouse. The Sea Kings, I'd say that they're probably out of field goal range at this point. Still 1 or 2 plays left, though, for the Sea Kings.
Yep, you can't afford to leave any of the top receivers open. Can't leave Russell Weir or Dorset Stecker open. Expect passes the rest of the way.
Quarterback looking deep again, throws it out. Caught, but hit or dragged down.
That's
Number 24,
clever.
Gabe Hendricks with the drag.
Now Corona Del Mar is going to use that final timeout.
Smart. That is a good timeout by Corona Del Mar. They're now back in field goal territory, so I'm wondering, are they going to use that last? I'd say they'll have one more play. I'm guessing they have enough time for one more. Are they going to use that last play to try to take a shot, or are they going to go the safer route and get a field goal?
Yeah, I think they're going to go for at least one more play, spike the ball, and then kick the field goal. And Colin Penne does have some good range. Fun fact about Colin Penne, he actually was a running back last year, and then he shifted over to linebacker, and now he's also a kicker as well. So he's a man of many positions of Colin Penne.
Sea Kings taking the field. .21 seconds left in this first half. Score right now is 14-7. Sailors with the lead. CDM coming out with a stretch formation. 3 receivers on the right side. This is the first time we've seen this tonight, I believe.
Most likely, yeah.
Quarterback keeps it, dropping over to the left. Ooh, thrown out of bounds. Incomplete pass. That'll be 3rd down for the Sea Kings. Because the ball was thrown out of bounds, though, the clock is stopped again. 15 seconds. That will give the Sea Kings another play.
That's 3rd down.
I think the Sea Kings should go for the field goal because they get the ball back at the second half anyway.
Well, they have one. Well, it's 3rd down here, so they're obviously going to run one more play, and whether they get the first down or not, they're obviously going to try the field goal.
That's true. 4 receivers now for CDM, going full Hail Mary. Quarterback looking deep, keeps it, still looking deep, throws it to the end zone, wide open, caught by the Sea Kings.
Instead of going for 3, they get 6, as that looked like that was 85 on that catch. Sebastian Boydell, and once again another tight end touchdown for the Sea Kings.
6 seconds left. The Sea Kings are going to go for the extra point.
So they needed 9 yards, they got 28, and now they're an extra point away from tying this up.
Kick is up. It looks like it was tipped, but it's good. That'll be tie game, 14-14.
Yep, it's a whole new ball game here. Kind of reminded everybody of last year when Newport Harbor started off 14-0 and Corona Del Mar started to work their way back.
And it looks like the Sea Kings will kick the ball off to the Sailors with this 7 seconds that we have left here. Going into the half, if I'm CDM, I'm excited. We get the ball back. We get the ball going into the second half. We just drove the ball. I don't know how many yards that was. I'd say a good 50 yards with the penalty.
63 yards.
63 yards. 15 of that coming from yards that we lost ourselves. So I'm feeling good if I'm CDM.
And a couple of those plays were on third down, especially the touchdown. So unless Newport Harbor has a plan to get a kickoff return touchdown, this one's probably going to be tied up. Ooh, it's a low driver.
Picked up by number 4, Tony Glenn.
Oh, but there's a flag in the backfield.
There is a flag. There is also 1 second remaining with the clock stop, so the Sailors
it's a
will
holding call on the Sailors. So.
Ooh.
So it was looking like it was going to be solid field position after Glenn's carry. Looks like it's going to be called back, and we're going to see Newport Harbor take a knee. Unless they want to run one final play.
Knowing their receivers, they might go for the long shot. Sailors are lining up in the victory formation. They're going to take that knee. That will be your halftime. 14 Sailors to 14 Sea Kings. You can't get much closer than that going into the halftime.
Yep. And it's a whole new ball game. It's technically 0-0 as the Sea Kings have flipped the script. Once down 2 scores, they are now tied it up, and they get the ball to start the second half. And
they do 14 unanswered points for the Sea Kings, and they get the ball for another drive starting the half. But both teams going into the locker room, lots of mistakes to talk about, lots of things to correct. If I'm the Sea Kings right now, I'm going into the locker room and I'm saying, hey, when we get our receivers outside, when we have 4 receivers on the field, it works. They did 1 play. The whole time they were having 2-3 receivers only. The one time that they had 4 receivers, they had 1 man wide open for the touchdown.
Yeah,
so if I'm CDM, I'm rethinking the game plan going into the half.
Yeah, they're airing it out, and it's definitely working. And Newport Harbor's former struggles were the run game, but now it seems like they're struggling with the passing game. I think we're still live. Good stuff.
And now welcome your honor, dance team.
And we turn the focus over the stand side.
welcome back everybody from halftime. We are here tied up at 14-14, CDM versus Newport Harbor. CDM is going to get the ball in the second half to start off, but it's been a close game so far. Newport coming out swinging with a 14-0 lead. CDM was able to come back, snatch it up, tie it up, and they get the ball coming into the second half. It is a close one.
Yeah, and Newport Harbor's going to need to really bring some defensive pressure. I think Caleb Bennett has really found his rhythm in finding all of his receivers, not just Dorset Stecker and Russell Weir. He's found his tight ends, Zach Giuliano and Sebastian Boydell.
Definitely seeing the game plan from CDM in the first quarter compared to the second quarter. Looked almost like two completely different teams. The first quarter they were run heavy, trying to get the open outsides. That was not working too well, so they switched it up, started passing to the tight ends more, started to do less quarterback scrambles and more thorough reads, and it was working out well. That last play right before the half that scored them the touchdown, they came out with 4 receivers, which was the first time they did that the whole game, which worked out really well. There was one person who scored the touchdown. I can't remember the number, who was wide open. No Sailor defenders were on him at all. Sailor's offense has been going really well. They had a big stop on the CDM's, I believe it was 5-yard line, which was a quick pass to number 3, Cade Fiegel, to get the lead to 14. The first catch was from Josiah Lamarque, an amazing play by him. Good catch, was able to get around the defender and score for, I think it was something like 30 yards, something around there.
Yeah, and Newport Harbor, for their defense, they got to get their defense off the field ASAP, and they got to get their offense back into a rhythm. I feel being off the field for their offense has kind of led to a little bit of rust. But as you mentioned, Newport Harbor is a second-half team, and all of their wins have come at home this year. So if Newport Harbor wants to keep that trend going, they're going to have to come up with big stops, big offensive splash plays, and they're going to have to make the plays all together in order to get this win and snap CDM's 10-game winning streak over them.
And the energy is staying the same throughout the half. Both sides are completely packed. Lots of people, lots of cheering, lots of excitement going on tonight. Second half is about to get started really soon. Sailors defense have got to come up big. They came up big a few times with I believe 1 or 2 3-and-outs earlier in the first half of the game, but then they also had some big drives ran on them by the CDM defense. I believe that last drive was almost 10 plays from the Sea Kings that ended up in a touchdown.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about Corona Del Mar. They have some long drives which can chew up a lot of clock and make it tough on you to get your offense in scoring position.
And here is your kickoff. John Richardson, who is the extra point and field goal kicker for Newport Harbor, going to kick off the second half. Signals. Here he goes. Kick is up. Wow. Almost out of the end zone. Great kick by John Richardson.
He's got the leg.
He is a senior this year. He's been starting varsity since his sophomore year. Him, Noe, and Fernie are the kicking trio for Newport Harbor. Noe is the punter. He had some good performances earlier in this half and then throughout his career. Fernie as well.
Looks like we're going to get ourselves a little bit of an off-the-field timeout, a TV timeout for that matter.
Now, the Sailors defense here, they really have 2 options. They could play it safe. They could have the man in the back, making sure those passes don't connect, or if they do, for minimal yardage. And if they do that, they risk the quarterback keepers and the gains of 5-6 yards. Or they could push the box like they've done earlier in the game. That's how they got one of their 3-and-outs. Were 2 sacks for a loss in a row. So they could either pressure that box, put pressure on the quarterback to make a decision quick, or try to just cover the receivers, make sure everyone gets the read, no man is open, and force a decision that way. Now some key players on the Sailors defense tonight have been number 7, Tanner Muir, the middle linebacker who's been doing a lot of the work. Every single time the quarterback has been forced to throw, Tanner has been there or right there. Number 2, Cam Danoon, another big player. I believe he got one of the tackles for the loss, and then he's been pressuring the entire night. Number 10, Jacob Carlone, had a big pass breakup that stopped a touchdown for the Sea Kings earlier in the game. Sailors defense is now out on the field. CDM going back to their old formation, though, only 2 receivers. There's a motion.
Ooh, a quick handoff.
He is pushed out of bounds for a gain of about 1 yard.
Yeah, and that was Jaden Wendapole. He's actually a cornerback, so very interesting seeing him at running back. And notice how Caleb Bennett just straight up just quickly handed that one off. Heck, it could even be ruled as a pass.
Yeah, the Sailors definitely have to be careful with that motion. That hurt him a few times in the first half. Getting to the outside has been big gains for CDM.
Now they're starting to run the ball a whole lot more.
2 runs straight in a row. That second one for a gain of about 4 yards.
And that's Wendapole again. So it should be 3rd down, contrary to what.
That will be 3rd down and
so actually
4.
So it was Wyatt Lucas on the carry, so not Jaden Wendapole. So apologies for the mix up on numbers. So it was Wyatt Lucas. 6 and 8 are a little bit tough to read up from up here, but big 3rd down here.
Fake the handoff, throws it out. Caught, dragged down. That is a 1st down. Russell Weir, who's been catching all night for the Sea Kings. Huge target.
Yep, he doesn't have a touchdown on the night, but he's been coming up with some big clutch yardage, and he is the Nets' favorite receiver. Whoever lands him, they're getting a very underrated receiver right there.
He might not have any touchdowns, but he's definitely had the most 1st downs. That is another 1st down for the Sea Kings, brought to you by number 8. Sailors with a lighter front this time, only 4 on the line. Fakes the handoff, looks out, caught by number 0. Dragged down by number 3, Cade Fiegel, who's been a big key player for both offense and defense tonight for the Sailors. He has one of the 2 touchdowns and also has a few tackles on the outside. I believe he had a pass breakup, a crucial pass breakup earlier in the game also.
And that was a nice little catch by Dorset Stecker. Good for only about 4 yards, as a trio of Sailors basically just swarmed in on him.
That was a good wrap-up by number 3.
Yes, Cade Fiegel has been all over the ball. Sailors have got a lot of 2-way players, which is phenomenal.
CDM coming out with no receiver. Oh, a bunch formation. Receivers are there, but tight. Number 2, Cam Danoon with pressure. That is a screen. Sea Kings with a big gain.
That's Brett Clemmer on that one, and Newport Harbor just left him wide open, and it was basically risk versus reward for Corona Del Mar, and the Sea Kings got the reward.
Swap for the Sailors defense, number 31, McKay Ketchum, now on the field for number 10, Jacob Carlone. Yeah, that screenplay really killed the Sailors there. They got to watch out for that. Handoff for the Sea Kings, coming up the middle, gain of about 5 yards for the running back.
Yeah, it's Owen Sanders on that carry as he gets 4 on that play. So looks like Corona Del Mar is veering back to the run game They didn't have the run game in the first half, but now it looks like now that they got their offensive rhythm, they've got the run game going.
And they're doing a good job at mixing it up. Once they do a run, they switch it up and do a screen play, which catches the Sailors off guard. Another handoff for the Sea Kings.
That's
Ooh,
Colin
breaking
Penne.
through.
And like I said earlier, Colin Penne was a running back last year, now gets the carry on that one. He actually was supposed to be linebacker this year, and now he's a kicker this year. So Colin Penne is a man of many positions, like I mentioned. Corona Del Mar's got all the momentum here. Newport Harbor really needs a play for a loss.
Outside pass.
To Stecker.
Gain of about 5 yards again. Second and 6 for the Sea Kings. Another handoff. Not quite as much yardage there. That'll be 3rd down for the Sea Kings.
Yep, it's another big 3rd down here for Newport Harbor. Seems like Newport Harbor's defense isn't on the same page as they were in the first half. So getting a stop here on 3rd down, if not maybe a tackle for a loss or a sack, would be huge for the Sailors defense.
Yes, it would. CDM on the Sailors' 25-yard line. Coming out in that same 2-receiver formation we've seen. Another handoff. Wrapped up. I think it'll be close. I'm not sure if he got the 1st down or not. It looks like he wasn't able to get the 1st down.
But if I'm CDM, I'm going for this.
Yeah, it's only a yard, I believe. It's 4th and a yard. I think if you're CDM, you have to. You have good yardage if you don't get it. If you do, that's a new set of downs. Start of the second half. You want to make a statement.
Don't be surprised if Annette keeps this one.
We've seen him do it before. Another motion.
Oh, there it is.
Gets to the outside. That'll be 1st down for the Sea Kings.
And Annette's well known for keeping the ball. He's one of those mobile quarterbacks, and he does a good job of keeping the defense on its toes, and he caught the defense a little off guard as, like I said, don't be surprised if he kept it, and he did keep it.
Fake handoff for the Sea Kings. Looking
he's going for the end zone.
Wide open, 0.
And there's that touchdown to Dorset Stecker as CDM has their first lead of the game. First touchdown to a wide receiver as the Sea Kings, like I said, they've got all the momentum right now. It's looking a lot like last year, and Newport Harbor needs a momentum shifter right here following this extra point.
CDM going for the PAT. Kick is up and it's
hit the upright.
Hit the upright. Not good. Well, that'll deny the 7, so that'll be 20-14. Sea Kings in the lead.
And it looks like maybe Newport Harbor got a piece of that as that one hit the upright and was no good. So Newport Harbor, they have to capitalize offensively. It seems like their offense has just not been the same as it was in the first quarter and a half.
Sailors also have a lot of tools. They have a lot of receivers. They have that run game that they can go back to if they need to. Number 5, Jagger Blaukamp, has been crucial. He had a few good runs earlier in the game. He had 1 or 2 first downs that helped the Sailors tremendously. So we'll see what the Sailors have coming out for their first push in the second half.
Yeah, Newport Harbor has to keep Jaden O'Neill protected. They have to make sure he has enough time to throw the ball or maybe take off and get some yardage. Otherwise, he's going to get sacked, or they're going to force him into an incompletion, or worse, he's going to turn the ball over. So Newport Harbor really needs to capitalize here off of that missed point.
Now, someone on the offense you see right now who's not normally there is number 24, Gabe Hendricks. He is Newport Harbor's starting safety this year, I believe. He's another 4-year Sailor. I played my freshman and sophomore year with him. He's an amazing guy, super stand-up player. He works harder than anyone else. He hasn't seen a ton of time because last year, if you remember, safety Carson Diavola, all Sunset League player, he was there for Gabe's first couple years, but now that Carson Diavola is there, Gabe has filled in the spot and is playing up to the standard that Coach Lofthouse wants. Sea Kings are going to kick the ball in the backfield. We have number 0, Jordan Anderson, and number 8, Josiah Lamarque, as usual.
I'll be surprised if CDM kicks it away from Lamarque, but they're not going to do so.
They kicked it right to him. Oops. Some missed blocks for the Sailors.
There's a flag that
there's
flies
a flag on the
right
play.
at the 30.
Someone missed their assignment. There was a Sea King on him before he even took a step. Able to get the normal touchback yardage, but there is a flag on the play. I'm not sure which team that is on.
And it's another hold on
the
the
holding
Sailors.
on the Sailors.
So they're just
That'll
making
back
it a
them
hold.
up to the, the 9-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, they're making it a whole lot tougher on themselves than they need to be.
This is the 3rd consecutive kickoff that they've actually had a holding penalty.
And the thing about Corona Del Mar's last offensive drive was it actually ate up half the quarter. So Newport Harbor really needs to step it up. As the drive starts on the 12.
Looking out to the backfield, number 5, Jagger Blaukamp with some blocks. Good gain of about 5 yards.
Yep, and that's Jagger Blaukamp right there. And honestly, getting him involved would be pretty good as well. If Newport Harbor is going to win, they could maybe fight fire with fire, fight screen pass with screen pass, if anything.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, and honestly, use all their resources as well with Stemick, Lamarque, Anderson, Beagle.
And number 5, Jagger's old reliable. Even if he's only getting 2 to 5 yards a carry, he's getting 2 to 5 yards a carry. I have not seen a play where he has not been able to get at least some yardage for the Sailors. That'll be 3rd down for the Sailors.
And that was only gain of 3 on that play. So Newport Harbor, they got to get this 3rd down here. Last thing they want is for their offense to leave the field going 3 and out and give that ball back to CDM.
Handoff to number 5.
Oh.
Stays on his feet. Jagger Blaukamp. Big gain. As we were saying, handing it off to number 5. He has some wheels on him, was able to slip out of 1 or 2 tackles there. Great run by Jagger there.
Yeah.
Smart play.
Yeah, and that was great precision staying on his feet. I don't think CDM really saw that in terms of the defense, as Newport Harbor would most likely throw it to their receivers, but then Newport Harbor decided to give it to the running back, and great on Blaukamp for staying on his feet even though he stumbled.
A little screen pass by the Sailors, but it is not caught. Little 2nd down and 10 for the Sailors. Number 5, Jagger on the motion to the outside. O'Neal getting tripped up in the backfield. That is a sack. Might be the first sack of the game.
And that's Russell Weir on that sack. And yeah, Russell Weir not really playing. This is something I didn't really expect. I did not expect Russell Weir to play defense, even though I've seen Corona Del Mar a couple times. But seeing Russell Weir on defense, that's kind of interesting. So now it's a huge third down for Newport Harbor, and they're behind the chains.
O'Neal looking deep, throws it out, caught by number 20.
I think that is Stemick, Sammy Stemick. So it looks like he's wearing a different number. Contrary to popular belief, he is 28, but I guess he's now wearing number 20 tonight.
And that is a big gain for Newport Harbor. That took him out from behind the chains. That is a new, fresh set of downs, almost on the 50-yard line. That had to have felt good for Coach Lofthouse.
Absolutely, and third and long, third 13. And then they come up big with their new wide receiver, Sammy Stemick, who made a big impact last week.
Jaden O'Neal looking back to throw again.
Got
all the time in the world, looking deep.
Another
dropped
drop
by Jordan Anderson again. That is the second time this game.
The second drop this game for Anderson.
Second crucial drop, not just drop. That is the second time over 50 yards from our side of the 50. Jordan has dropped not a perfect pass, but a catchable pass.
Yeah, and great timing by the offensive line for creating O'Neal a lot of time to throw.
Yeah, that was a great pass by O'Neal. The offensive line really stepped it up after that sack, gave him as much time as he needed. Another drop by Anderson.
That one went through his fingers.
I don't know if he's just letting the pressure get to him, but this does not look like the four-star commit that everyone is raving about. That is now the third time he's dropped the ball. I'm not sure how many targets he's gotten this game. I haven't been keeping track.
Yeah, eventually he's going to need to
That is third down for the Sailors.
Eventually he's going to need to come up with these big-time plays if he wants Newport Harbor to win.
I say give the ball back to number 5. Looking deep again, Jaden O'Neal. Ooh, some pressure this time. Good block. Throws it out of bounds. That's 3 and out for the Sailors.
Now let's see if it's most likely going to be a punt from Newport Harbor, but let's see if
they can't go for it. They're on their side. They can't go for it. They're gonna punt the ball. No way. Avalos in the backfield.
If anything, Newport Harbor can pin the Sea Kings really deep, just like they did early in the second quarter.
Yes, they can. I'd be surprised if Noé Avalos does not commit to a D1 school. He's I'd say the best punter in the Sunset League. Sailors special teams have been shining the entire year.
Was it as high as the first? That one goes out of bounds.
Not his best punt ever, but still pushed the Sea Kings back.
Yeah, it's still a 79-yard drive for the Sea Kings.
Both teams with timeouts remaining. There's 3:20 left in this third quarter. Sea Kings are up 20-14. They will have the ball on their 21-yard line.
Yeah, and this is the possession where Newport Harbor has to come up big defensively. They got to play with a fire in their belly, because if CDM scores again, then that could, touchdown again, any sort of score again, then that could spell doom going forward.
CDM with the screen pass. Number 24, Gabe Hendricks with the bring down. Great tackle by number 24.
I think that was Dorset Stecker on that one, contrary to popular belief. So 2nd and 5.
Second and 5 for the Sea Kings.
Ooh, it's a quick
handoff. It looks like it was snapped to the running back. Got the first down, though.
Yeah, it was actually a direct snap to Wyatt Lucas, and it is a first down. It looks like we're going to get a timeout here.
Oh, it looks like there's an injury on the field. Number 4, Tony Glenn. He is a crucial part of the Sailors' defense. That is not good. He's been covering those deep balls. Looks like number 4 walked off the field. That's always a good sign. First down for the Sea Kings after that injury timeout. 2:30 left in the third quarter. Handoff coming up the right side.
It's Colin Penne, who's
Bounce
still
stops
churning for yards.
Defenders. Another first down for, oh, not a first down. Is it a first down? It is a first down.
Looks like we might have another Sailor down the field.
Not sure who that is, who is down on the field right now.
They're bringing the cart out.
It might be number 2, Camden Noon. I don't see him in the huddle. It was number 2, Camden Noon. He looks like he's walking, though.
Yep, a little gingerly, but it looks like
jogging
he's
off
up.
the field. If it were my guess, I'd say it was a cramp. He's been playing every single down for the Sailors defense, rushing. So I'm sure he's definitely tired. He deserves a play or two off, but unfortunately,
and I think
the Sailors just don't have the breathing room to give him that time.
Yeah, the Sailors defense is getting worn down here early and often here, and they've been having to go on the field more often than not because of all these punts and whatnot.
Another handoff for the Sea Kings.
There's a flag.
Flag on the play.
That stops the clock. It's a holding on CDM. So and this is where you cannot give up the big splash plays if you're Newport Harbor's defense. I know you're gassed having to go back on that field, and you haven't gotten a lot of proper rest. But expect big-time throws from Annette.
Another screen for the CDM defense, or CDM offense, sorry.
Looks like he gained almost all the yards back from that penalty. So it's going to be 2nd and 11.
Time is ticking down in that third quarter.
And a pass breakup from Jordan Anderson, or not Jordan Anderson, Josiah Lamarque. He gets there a second earlier and is a foot to the left or right. And it looks like there's a CDM player down. Is that good?
Just under 45 seconds. That is now the third injury in this drive. That's never good, but as
it is part
time
of the
goes
game.
on, I believe it's just cramps. I believe everyone except the first one, I believe number 2, Camden Newt, had a cramp. But that's what happens at these types of games. You want your best players on the field as long as they could be. That means they're playing special teams. That means they might be playing both sides of the ball. And your body, it just gets tired. Even with that break at halftime, coming out full steam as you would for another quarter, it just wears your body down.
And that was Russell Weir who was down with cramps, but it looks like he popped back up. Weir played both sides of the ball on that last drive, as looks like he deserves a little bit of a time off. And this is where Newport Harbor has to take advantage of Russell Weir being off the field, because if he didn't get that first down, Weir's going to get back on that field, and he's probably going to get a big splash play from a net. Oh, someone jumped.
False start, but I'm not sure.
It is on
by
CDM.
who. It is CDM. They're going to get pushed back. That'll be 3rd and long for the Sea Kings. This might be the break Newport Harbor needed. Big 3rd down for CDM.
Yep.
Newport Harbor needs a big stop here to change the momentum in this game.
Got to get off the field here. That was one of my keys.
Quarterback looking deep. Oh, man, wide open. He doesn't see him, though. Wow, number 26 was wide open.
Oh, but there's a flag on
You
the play.
can't see that on the camera. There is a flag on the play. You couldn't see that on the camera. But the Sea Kings running back was wide open. There was no Sailors and a 15-yard radius of number 26, but he just couldn't get the read. That could have been an easy first down for the Sea Kings.
It's a face mask penalty on Newport Harbor, and that's going to erase what was a big sack.
Five-yard penalty for the Sailors.
So it's
It'll be 3rd and 10.
So CDM gets to replay the down. So instead of being 3rd and 16, it's now going to be 3rd and 10. But that's going to be it for the 3rd quarter, unless said otherwise by the officials.
Because of the penalty, I wouldn't be surprised if they add a few seconds just to run this last play.
Okay, so I guess it's going to be one last play.
CDM looking deep, 3 receivers. Throwing it deep,
wide
open, caught out of bounds.
Dorset Stecker, and that is the big play that Newport Harbor could not have afforded to give up. They just left him wide open, as that's going to officially end the 3rd quarter here, and expect Russell Weir to get back onto that field unless his injury is a little bit more serious.
So this will be the start of the 4th quarter for Newport Harbor.
Yeah, and not to jump off topic here, but I do want to give a shout to Newport Harbor's boys water polo team winning 16-12 over Loyola today. They have another game tomorrow against Cathedral Catholic. Coach Ross Sinclair wanted me to tell you hello, or Mr. Sinclair wanted me to tell you hello, Henry. So just need to give that plug out there. Sailors are number 2 in the CIF Southern Section Division I coaches polls. But back to this game. This is where Newport Harbor has to shine. You said they were a second-half team. They're not looking ultimately like it, as they really have been ultimately quiet throughout this second half.
Alrighty, we are starting this fourth quarter here. CDM on the Sailors' 35-yard line. First down. They had a big catch to end that last quarter.
If you see on the bottom screen, Russell Weir, number 8, is back. Don't be surprised if Annette tries to throw it to him.
Another run from the Sea Kings.
If you're Newport Harbor, you got to be gassed at this point defensively. They got to get off that field. I can imagine the wear and tear on their body without having to get too much rest.
As we already saw, 2 players already went down with cramps. Running back got caught up in the turf, tripped in the backfield. That'll bring third down.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little miscommunication between Panay and Annette, as it looked like Annette was going to keep it, but then he handed it off to Panay at the last minute. Panay didn't know, and then he got tackled for a loss. So now it's a little bit of a third and a little bit less manageable, but still manageable. This is the third down. Look at your bottom screen. It's another handoff
from the Sea Kings. Plowing through, did not get the first down though.
Now if you're CDM, what do? You only gained 2 on that play, so it is 4th and probably 4th and 5 at best. But
they have been going for the 4th downs though. I believe they converted the last one they went for.
Yeah, and nothing against Colin Penne and the leg that he has, but I just don't think a field goal from this range would be the best idea. So I think you got to roll the dice here. You've got the offensive momentum. Newport Harbor expect Annette to keep it right here and possibly throw it. Maybe go for the home run ball.
Quarterback keeps it. Pressure looking deep. Drop!
Oh.
That is a big blunder from CDM. The Sailors will get the ball. Plenty of time, plenty of timeouts, big distance to cover.
And that was some good coverage by Jordan Anderson, as Zach Giuliano almost had the catch, but then it just slipped out of his hands because Anderson was creeping on a come-up and causes the drop. Corona Del Mar turns it over on downs. And Newport Harbor, this is their moment to shine. They have to score here, and it has to be a touchdown. As one of my friends once told me, you have to win games with touchdowns. Field goals do not cut it here.
I completely agree, and if I'm Newport Harbor, I'm running the ball.
Ooh. Looks like Lamarque wanted a flag. As
I did see the hand of the CDM player crept up, but in his defense, he let go when he saw Lamarque did not have the ball. If I'm the ref, I'm not flagging that. That's a clean play.
Right.
I see where Lamarque was coming from, but smart move by the CDM player for not locking in that hand.
Right.
Sailors in a 2-2 split with the field. Number 5, Jagger Blaukamp in the backfield. Hand off to Jagger.
They listened to you.
And what have I been saying? Give number 5 the ball. He will get you a first down. 10-yard run from Jagger Blaukamp.
Mick Jagger Blaukamp.
They need to give this kid the ball. The Sailors have been trying to throw the deep balls. They've been 0 for 2, 3, 4 with the deep balls. Every single time Jagger has gotten the ball, he's gotten at least 2 yards. I said average, he's getting about 7 yards a carry. He's had multiple crucial first downs for the Sailors. Sailors looking deep, though, to pass. Pressure on the quarterback. He's brought down.
I don't think O'Neill saw the defense coming, as it looked like that was Klemick on, Klemick. Yeah, Klemick, the tight end, as well as the defensive back. And honestly, I don't think O'Neill saw that one coming. And there was lots of pressure coming for O'Neill, so.
Looking looking back to pass again. O'Neal
He
grounds
just-
the ball.
Yeah,
Number 20 was very open. He probably did not see the read. But
Yeah.
number 20 for the Sailors.
There was just lots of congestion there when it came to that CDM defense, and O'Neal was also seeing the pressure coming at him, so best to just chuck it away. Even though he's facing a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, it's best to not take another sack.
This is the most important play the Sailors have had so far. They really need this first down here. Sending number 5, Jagger Blaukamp, out on a motion. Looking deep, throws it across the middle.
Oh!
Incomplete.
As he caught it as he had it in one hand, but he just could not haul that in. And unfortunately, it is another punt for Newport Harbor, and that is not what the doctor ordered.
The way back for the Sailors to punt the ball.
Yeah, Noe Avalos is going to need a moonshot here.
Good punt by Noe.
And it wasn't. And it's at midfield. There's a flag at midfield.
There is a flag on the field.
So it's a holding on the return team. I don't think it's a. Interesting. What we're hearing is that it's a personal foul, but the
well, that CDM just gave a breath of life to the Sailors.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what the personal foul was, but
could be roughing the punter or roughing the kicker, or
yeah, not being able to control your temper is big in these rivalry games.
So now
a mistake like that, the Sailors are back on the field on offense. A complete new set of downs.
That is a huge, crucial penalty for Corona Del Mar. Well, against Corona Del Mar, as Newport Harbor now gets a fresh breath of fresh air. They have to convert here. The moves like Jagger going up the middle for a first down and then some.
Again, giving the ball to number 5 is the key to winning here. Another 10-yard gain for number 5, Jagger Blaukamp.
Absolutely, and this was another one of my keys here, getting the run game involved. As O'Neal going to throw, finds Lamarque on the outside. Lamarque still on his feet. Lamarque tries to get to the first down, but he doesn't get to it, as looks like he got 8, maybe 9 on that play, as it's going to bring up second down here. 2nd and 1. As remember, this is more than just a rivalry game. This is a Sunset League game, as the winner of this will move to sole possession of 3rd place, barring a Huntington Beach upset against Los Alamitos. 2nd and 1. Blaukamp up the gut. Second attempt goes up and gets the first down. As Jagger Blaukamp moves like Jagger.
That is his 5th or 6th first down of the game. Giving the ball to number 5 is the key to winning. I'm telling you, I will keep repeating it until it doesn't work anymore. Another gain for number 5, Jagger Blaukamp.
Yeah, and they're letting Jagger cook, as this is Newport Harbor's first red zone attempt this half, and they got to capitalize here. This is where it truly matters.
Looking out.
Well, that's a low pass.
Caden Fiegel trying to gain some yards, was not able to.
So it was actually no gain on that play. So it looks like the refs ruled him down before he could move. So so despite the low catch, it's a gain of 0. So it's 2nd and 10. 6:15 remaining. O'Neal looking to throw. O'Neal, pass deflected, incomplete. That was Christian Brooks, who's normally middle linebacker, but he was there playing like he was a safety as he defended that pass well against Cade Fiegel. And now it's 3rd and 10.
Sailors' passing attempts have not been doing very well.
I think maybe Corona Del Mar has kind of caught on to the Sailors' passing game.
Sailors' big 3rd down right here, looking deep across the middle, pass broken up.
And it's another big pass breakup. Looks like that is 21, Brady Goodall. And now it's 4th down. And what do you do at this point? Do you kick the field goal, try to get within 3, maybe try to get the stop? Or do you go for it on 4th down, maybe get 10, maybe try to go for the home run ball? Or at least try to bring your boys home.
It looks like they're going to go for it.
Yep.
If they're going to try to throw the ball, I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Look for them to go to Lamarque.
O'Neal looking deep, throws it out to Cade.
Fiegel!
Cade Fiegel, number 3! Touchdown Sailors!
Oh my goodness. This reminded me of the last time Newport Harbor won Battle of the Bay. Cole Norris had the ball, and he just threw it to Corey Stowell. This was that moment. On 4th down, Jane O'Neal finds Cade Fiegel for the score, and credit to Fiegel. He kept himself in bounds, and now Newport Harbor's an extra point away from retaking the lead.
John Richardson, all he has to do is get it through that uprights.
As long as they don't pull a USC from Arizona. But first, timeout Newport Harbor, which...
Timeout from the Sailors. What an amazing play by Jaden O'Neal. He kept his cool, looked through his options, saw Cade in the backfield, was able to get the ball out. Cade was able to get both toes in to get the touchdown.
Maybe a little toe drag swag or toe
and
tap.
They tie it up 20-20.
Yep.
And going back to earlier in that drive, none of this would have happened if CDM didn't get that personal foul.
Yeah, so this is what happens in a little bit of a rivalry game. So I don't see Newport Harbor going for 2 here. So they're going to kick the extra point.
They are going to kick the extra point. This might be one of the
This is
heaviest,
the extra point.
Yeah, this is the extra point for John Richardson. He's been very consistent. Let's see if he
got to
can
protect
do it
him
again.
at all costs.
And it's good.
Dead
Sailors
center.
take the lead 21-20 with 6 minutes left in the game. Amazing drive by the Sailors.
Yeah, they rolled the dice on that 4th down, and credit Peter Lofthouse. That was the correct call. You got to put faith in your offense, and he put faith in the offense, and it paid off. Cade Fiegel continues to have a huge night for the Sailors, and nobody thought that Cade Fiegel was going to have this big game. Everyone thought Josiah Lamarque, Jordan Anderson, heck, even Sammy Stemick. But looking at Cade Fiegel, like I said, he is the new decoy man.
He is, and he's been an asset on both sides of the ball. He had a crucial pass breakup earlier in the first half to stop a CDM touchdown. He scored 2 out of the 3 touchdowns for the Sailors, coming up big in that last drive. He's just doing it all today.
Yep. Now for the Sailors' sake, you better hope that this fires up their defense, and this makes it so that they play their hearts out, so that Newport Harbor can eventually get the ball back, maybe burn CDM's timeouts, and eventually burn the clock to the point where they can win the game.
Absolutely. The Sailors defense really needs to step up big here. I think the key is consistency. I'd say you don't have to rush everybody. You don't have to let them get 2 or 3 yards every carry. You just have to make sure you get 1 or 2 good stops before they can get to that first down.
We are getting fireworks here. No pun intended. We're actually getting actual fireworks.
Now, the Sailors cannot be satisfied with only 3 downs, though. CDM has gone for it on 4th the last 2 times, and both times they've converted. So if you're the Sailors defense, you have to plan for that. They don't have 3 tries, they have 4.
Yeah, you got to put your foot on the throat, as I don't even expect CDM to punt at this point. As if you give that ball back to Newport Harbor, it's pretty much game over because they have the momentum. CDM, for their sake, they need any sort of score. I mean, the thing about CDM is they have long plays that could drain the clock, which, if you remember their first drive of the 3rd quarter,
it took up half the quarter, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Almost half the quarter, so
5 minutes and 55 seconds for a drive. And we're just about 5 minutes and 55 seconds left. So we'll see what happens here. John Richardson kicking off the ball for Newport Harbor.
This one's going to be a low short kick. Almost goes out of bounds, and it does. Oh, that is something Newport Harbor did not want to see. That's a little uncharacteristic for Newport Harbor special teams, as you never really see a kick go out of bounds for them.
You don't, but also normally he's booting it out of the end zone. I'm wondering if that was a game plan that just didn't go Newport Harbor's way. That kick looked very short for what is normally John Richardson's average. So I wonder if they were trying to do a squib kick or what went wrong there.
Yeah. So ball's now at the 35. Caleb Annette back in, the Boise State commit, with 2 passing touchdowns, actually 3 passing touchdowns. See what he's got up his sleeve here.
Handoff for CDM, coming up the middle.
Flag's
Caught.
down.
There's a flag on the field.
Back at the 30. And it's going to be on CDM.
And this last drive, or close to the last drive, these last few minutes, penalties are crucial.
Oh, it's a false start on CDM, so.
Okay, like I was saying, penalties are going to make and break this game. Every single yard counts. As we already saw, they already made this game, maybe for the Sailors. With that personal foul, the Sailors getting a new set to try to score, and they were able to. CDM is pushed back 5 yards. That might just be 5 yards too many for CDM. Another handoff for the Sea Kings. Brought down by number 99 for the Sailors.
That is Eric Gage.
I believe he is a transfer from Los Al, coming up big for the Sailors.
And he just wraps up Wyatt Lucas like a bean burrito from Chipotle. Or should I say a chicken burrito from Chipotle?
And that'll be 2nd and 15 for the Sea Kings. That is exactly what the Sailors defense wants to see. They want to see that high pressure, high intensity defense.
Yeah, and you got to stop the run game, but keep an eye on Caleb Annette. He's a magician.
CDM looking for the pass, caught outside.
There's Lucas. And that's a pickup of 6, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. This is kind of the satisfaction that CDM wants. It's no longer 3rd and very long. It's now 3rd and a little bit more manageable.
That's true, but we got to remember CDM is going to go for that 4th down.
Yeah,
so they have 2 more tries.
Remaining.
They have 2 more tries to get 9 yards.
Especially when you have a Boise State quarterback or Boise State bound quarterback.
This place is loud. Quarterback looking deep for the Sea Kings. Throw wide open, caught by number 8.
Can't leave Russell Weir open. You just can't leave Russell Weir open. He'll make that catch 9 times out of 10. And now CDM is in Newport territory.
5 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, you got to put someone on Russell Weir. He's going to make that catch more often than not if he's left wide
CDM
open.
now on the Sailor side of the 50. Handoff.
That's
getting
Wyatt
that
Lucas.
outside. Gain of about 2 yards for the Sea Kings.
Looks like there's a timeout called. Oh, there's an injured Sea King. Looks like it's going to give CDM and Newport a chance to catch their breaths.
Chance for both teams to get their breath.
Could be some cramping.
The Sailors need a big stop here.
Yeah, they need a big stop because CDM controls the clock. And it looks like that was Wyatt Lucas who was down, so looks like he got a little shaken up, but he's popped up and he's back onto the sideline.
They also need to keep CDM out of field goal range because they are only up by 1 point. So if I'm CDM, I'm looking to score. A touchdown will do, a field goal will also do.
No Wyatt Lucas in there, so expect Caleb Annette to throw, if not keep it himself.
Second and 9 for the Sea Kings.
If not, hand it off to Owen Sanders.
Quick pass.
Oh, that was knocked down.
Broken up. Number
That was
14,
Jimmy
Levin with the pass breakup. Almost with the interception, it looked like.
Yes. I have to give a shout to his pops, Jason, who's sitting right in front of us. He was hoping for that interception.
I think all the Sailors fans were hoping for that interception.
Yeah, but
that
he
is
has a big
still,
smile on
that
his
is a
face.
that is a big play by number 14. That'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Sailors.
Doesn't look like Stecker's in. Or not Stecker, Lucas is in, but we're expected to throw here.
Low snap. Quarterback keeps it.
Keeping it.
Oh, dragged down! Number 2, Cam Danoon, pulling the quarterback to his knees. That'll be 4th down and 5. That was a huge play by Cam Danoon.
And this is it. This is the money down here. 4th and 5 here. Newport Harbor needs the stop. Both sides are going to be
I keep saying this, but this is the most important play of the game so far. The Sailors have 5 yards that they need to make sure CDM does not get. Any mistake either way can cost them the game.
It's a throw play. And it's an
Tipped
incomplete
by the
pass.
Sailors. Number 24, Gabe Hendricks, the ball hawk himself, stops the pass. Incomplete. Sailors ball with 3 minutes remaining in this game. Sailors with 2 timeouts left. That was a huge play by number 24, Gabe Hendricks. Making sure that open man did not get that ball, cutting off that passing lane. Great stuff.
But Corona Mar still has all 3 timeouts remaining, so Newport Harbor has to play smart here, and they have to play efficient. They cannot afford to give the ball back to Corona Mar. And if anything, Newport Harbor's just got to melt all of CDM's timeouts. They control the clock, and if they can get first down after first down, it's pretty much checkmate from here.
And if anyone can manage a clock, I know that it's Coach Lofthouse. That is something he does very well. Handoff to Jagger. Blaukamp, number 5. Another pickup of 2. All reliable. He's been doing it all night, and he continues to do it.
And the clock is ticking here. Well, actually,
Clock was ticking, not anymore. It is at 2:40.
looks like
Corona Del Mar doing some subbing. It looked like number 7 was
he was down for
talking.
a little bit, and David Flores actually helped him up.
Now that's a true lineman. Doesn't matter who it is. They're there to do their job, help everyone else out. Those are the real heroes of the day.
Yeah, that's good sportsmanship. In a heated game like this, at the end of the day, it's still football, and football is family.
That's true. Number 20. Oh, there's a flag on the play.
Actually, it might be a clock malfunction because it's reading 2:24.6. Okay, so 2:46 is back.
It
on
was
the
a
clock.
malfunction. Lofthouse has some words.
Yeah, it looks like Sailor fans are growing a little impatient here, wondering what the heck is going on here.
The clock is back up and working. As I was saying, number 52, Aiden Bertno. He has been here all 4 years. He was a sub-in lineman for the last 2 for varsity, and this year he's the starting center. He's as hard of a worker as anyone out there. He's such a nice guy. What a great guy. Really playing his heart out today. Handoff to Bulwark. Another gain of about 2.
And it's a timeout for CDM, so Newport Harbor is starting to burn CDM's timeouts, but CDM still has 2 remaining. And it's nowhere near over. And it is 3rd and looks like 5.
We see some limping from number 64. I believe that is Daniel Flores. David Flores.
Yes. Yeah, so game reset here. Both Newport Harbor and Corona Del Mar have 2 timeouts remaining, 2:17 remaining. And here's the thing for Newport Harbor. If you get the first down, you aren't guaranteed to win because CDM can still take their timeouts. But
absolutely,
if you get a first down, it puts CDM on their heels.
Oh! Jaden O'Neill,
and he
first down, Sailors!
Oh my goodness!
He faked out the whole stadium. Everyone thought it was a handoff to number 5.
But
O'Neill keeps the ball and lunges for it.
Oh, but he's short. They're going to measure this.
Timeout for measuring. He really sprawled out and reached for that. It is super close. If the Sailors don't get it, what do you think they do here? Do you think they punt it?
I think they go for it if it's 4th and an inch. Let's see. That was close, and this is where you wish you had
from this
replay,
angle.
yeah.
From this angle, it looks like the ball is across. We'll see if we can get a zoom in for you.
Looks like it's
not quite. 4th and inches for the Sailors.
It's short.
The offense is staying out on the field. They're going to go for it. 2:12 left in this game.
So you go for it here, and if you get the first down, and now Newport Harbor's going to call timeout.
This is a very good timeout by Lofthouse. 4th and inches. There's 2 ways the Sailors could play this. They could try to push the ball in through a run through number 5, or they could expect CDM's going to be ready for that, and they could try to get that pass game out. Those quick slants we saw worked earlier in the game, a similar route to what number 3, Cade Fiegel, ran for both his touchdowns. That little slant across the middle, that has been open both times they tried to throw it to number 3. So we could either see another quarterback keeper, number 5, Jagger Blaukamp, try to run the ball, or even a quick little slant or a screen pass.
Yes, and here's my thing for Newport Harbor. You got to be wise with it. Don't expect maybe Jaden O'Neill to keep it and then try to go for the first down himself just like he did on the previous play. If you don't get it, then that gives Corona Del Mar the ball back. And I'm not trying to be negative to Newport Harbor fans here, but honestly, this is where it truly matters. This is the down.
Yet again, we have the most important play of the game. Just seems to keep coming up and coming up. Sailors really need this first down. CDM, if they get the ball, they have plenty of time to work with.
And they get pretty good field position at midfield.
Sailors with 2 in the backfield.
Box.
Everyone is in a pile. I'm not sure what happened. Sailors are pointing towards their side. CDM's pointing towards their side. Refs have not made a call yet. I can't even see the ball. They're measuring it again.
Well, it doesn't even look like it's even close.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they want to measure this. The ball does not look like it moved much, if at all.
Unless we missed something here.
Looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs. Yep.
And that is a crucial turnover on downs. And it's 2:08 remaining, and CDM gets the ball at midfield.
They have lots of timeouts. They have a good offense. And remember, all they need is a field goal. Yet again, Harbor's defense is going to come up, and they need to perform. They need to have a perfect shutout right here. Any yardage CDM gets is a step closer to a field goal and the win for CDM.
And this is where the tush push would have been really handy for them. That's Colin Penne.
Handoff for CDM. Quick gain of 3 yards. 3 yards closer to a field goal. Now under 2 minutes on the clock.
Clock is ticking here. Under 100 seconds remaining. This is where Newport Harbor needs a big-time forced turnover here.
Quarterback looking outside. Broken up by guess who? Number 8, Josiah Lamarque.
8 on 8, crazy 8s here as he stopped Russell Weir.
That is a big play for the Sailors. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Don't be surprised if Caleb Bennett does keep it here. Caleb Bennett can do anything with that ball. But that stops the clock thanks to the incompleted pass. Watch the one-on-one coverage between Annette and Weir. Or I'm sorry, Weir and Lamarque.
Quarterback keeps
off.
it. 1st down.
And it looks like he gets it.
He got it. He
like I
reached out.
tell you, I keep trying to tell y'all.
CDM is now in field goal range. It'll be a hard field goal, but they now are in field goal range. They're inside of the 40.
But it looks like it looks like
Timeout for CDM.
looks like
Oh, he didn't get it?
Yeah, Net
Oh.
looks like he didn't get it. So now CDM has
Similar position to what the Sailors were in just a few seconds
and
ago.
actually Newport Harbor called timeout. So that's interesting. Newport Harbor calls timeout. You would think that CDM would be the one that calls timeout, but now this gives CDM a free breather here to draw up a play, and this puts Newport Harbor in a very precarious situation.
Another 4th and inches play, this time for the other team. Newport Harbor was not able to get that. Let's see if CDM will be able to.
There's 1:05 remaining in this game, so, and CDM does have 2 timeouts remaining, so you could, in theory, quarterback sneak it with Caleb Annette or have Annette keep it. Game on the line here.
Quarterback keeps
Did
it.
he get it?
It looks like he shot back.
Reversal of fortune.
Is that a sack? He's
Well-
tackled for loss. Wait, they're gonna measure it still. It looks like he was not able to get anywhere.
Newport Harbor gets the
First down, Sailors!
They get the fourth down stop, and oh my goodness, they are 1 minute away from claiming the bell again.
1 minute, 1 point away from ending the 11-year streak.
They actually
for
just
CDM.
need, and CDM can only stop the clock twice. So in theory, maybe 2 kneel downs, well, 3 kneel downs. But what a clutch play by Newport Harbor. They knew Caleb Annette was going to take off with that ball and try to get the first down, but they stacked the box and they were ready for Annette's run, and he just did not go anywhere. And Newport Harbor is just saying, hey, anything you could do, we can do better. And we did your fourth down stop a whole lot better.
The game is not over yet. There is a minute left. Sailors will come out on offense in their normal formation.
Yeah, you got to be smart with it if you're Newport
have to be
Harbor.
very
No
smart with
silliness. You cannot afford to be
You cannot
goofy.
throw the ball. You cannot throw the ball here if you're Newport Harbor.
And you got
Hand
to hold
off
on.
to Jagger. Running up. First down! Again! I keep telling you, folks. Number 5, Jagger Blaukamp with another 10-yard run.
Now that's a first down right there.
That is another
And
first down
CDM
right there.
And CDM, I guess, is down to 1 timeout, so they're just going to let the clock run out. And I think that's it.
Time is coming down here. We're in under.
I think we are going to say what everyone wants us to say.
In victory formation now, the Sailors.
There it is. Victory formation for Newport
And
Harbor.
That is going to be.
But.
Not yet.
Coronel Mar still has 1 timeout, so I think they're going. Oh,
They called
never
it.
mind.
That is Sailors' victory. The end of the 11-year reign.
10-year reign. But yes,
The Sailors
the
come
students
back.
are not being kept off the field. Newport Harbor got punched in the mouth multiple times in this game, but they got back up. They came up big in the 4th quarter, and honestly, they came out on top. It was an instant classic, a 1-point win for the Sailors, and the students are celebrating like it's 2012 as a 10-year drought has been ended. And honestly, it was just a well-deserved win for Newport Harbor, and this is huge right here. Newport Harbor is all alone in 3rd place. And next week they have Fountain Valley. They're at Fountain Valley at Capshew Field. And here's the thing. If Newport Harbor wins that game, they're in the playoffs. So they just got to take care of business next week, not have a Battle of the Bay hangover, and then they're in the playoffs. No wild cards needed. And now the Sailors are looking really good in terms of the Sunset League standings. But for now, Battle of the Bay champions, the bell is coming back to Newport Harbor, Irvine Avenue.
And folks, me and Terrence might see you again here for playoff football in a few weeks if the Sailors are managed to pull out a win next week. This was an amazing game. I had so much fun commentating this with you. I'm at a loss for words, honestly.
Yeah, just a bunch of big plays from both teams. Newport Harbor coming up with 2 huge plays, especially coming up big defensively on 4th down with the pass breakup against Giuliano, and then they came up big on that 4th and inches stuff against Caleb Annette. It was just amazing. Jagger Blaukamp was one of your heroes. Cade Fiegel, the one that caught the go-ahead touchdown. You got lots of heroes to choose from as you just look at this crowd that has stormed the field. Look at the students that have stormed this field. They have been waiting over 10 years for this, and now they get the opportunity to say, hey, we stormed the field, and now we get access to the bell.
And we stormed our field. Remember that. Davidson Field, home of the Sailors. We showed it here tonight. That's all I have for you folks. Thank you so much, Terrence. I had a wonderful time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night, and God bless.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. You have yourself a great weekend. We will see you here in the playoffs. Next week, Newport Harbor is at Fountain Valley. It's sure to be a great one as the Sailors look to lock up a playoff spot. But right now, from the bell tower to the pool deck to Davidson Field, all the way to PCH in the 405. This is Taryn Rodriguez and Henry Slater signing off. Take care, and as always, go Sailors.